Senator Bellemare. Madam Speaker, colleagues, on the occasion of the departure of the Right Honourable Brian Mulroney, I would like to pay tribute to him and offer my condolences to his wife Mila, his children, and his friends. This Quebecer of Irish descent mastered the art of dialogue and listened like few others today. Shortly after coming to power in 1984, Prime Minister Mulroney set out to demonstrate that he would govern for the entire population and seek consensus. He organized a large gathering in Ottawa of over 300 economic players from business organizations and unions. I was a university professor at the time, and I accompanied the union delegation from my province as rapporteur for the workshops. At the opening of the event, Brian Mulroney was very clear. He wanted to listen to what people had to say. I also saw him at work abroad in 1989 when he sponsored a Canadian business delegation, when he chaired a Canadian business delegation to Moscow in support of President Gorbachev's perestroika movement. I was accompanying my husband. I was very impressed by the breadth of his remark and by the hope he showed in the face of decentralization of the Soviet Empire. He was not afraid of great challenges. Finally, in the summer of 2015, I had the privilege of speaking one-to-one with him on the subject of modernizing the Senate. I wanted to test my ideas with this former Prime Minister, who had to deal with a Senate that was not very receptive to his free trade and GST projects. They were revolutionary at the time. We discussed the role of the Senate and the institutional conditions necessary for it to better play its role as the chamber of sober second thought. He first listened attentively, and before I'd even had time to finish my analysis, he interrupted me by declaring, "We must put an end to bipartisanship. It's too tempting for governments in power to want to control the Senate. And it's too easy when senators are appointed and there are only two groups of senators." Brian Mulroney confirmed my own analysis and added to it. I asked him if he would encourage me to work towards creating a third group of independent senators, like there were at the time in the House of Lords. He replied in the affirmative, adding in a serious tone, "But wait until after the next election." I took his advice. Brian Mulroney mastered the art of dialogue and negotiation because he knew how to listen to groups and individuals alike, a prerequisite for achieving profound social change. Thank you to the Right Honourable Brian Mulroney for his memorable contribution to the development of Canada.